Welcome to Tianjin, one of China's most fascinating, underrated cities where European elegance meets bold, modern China. And it also happens to be my wife's hometown. That's right, Min grew up in Tianjin, and I had never even heard of this city of 14 million people before we had met. So it truly is one of those cities that most people have never heard of, but boy, was I blown away. Just 30 minutes by high-speed rail from Beijing, Tianjin feels like stepping into a completely different world. This is a city with over 600 years of history, a former treaty port where 9 different foreign nations once controlled their own concessions. And today, that layered history creates one of the most visually unique cityscapes in all of China. Starting along the Haihe River, the skyline lights up at night and you see a mix of sleek, modern towers and grand European-style buildings. And just a few blocks from there, you're suddenly in Italy. Well, kind of. The Italian-style town features authentic early 20th century villas, piazzas, and cafes. Nearby is the 5 great avenues where you're going to find more than 2,000 preserved colonial-era homes built in British, French, Spanish, and German architectural styles. But Tianjin isn't stuck in the past. Look up and you're going to find the dazzling Tianjin Eye, the famous Ferris wheel built directly over a bridge almost 400 feet high. It offers spectacular views of the city and the river below. Then there's the culture. Tianjin is famous across China for Jiangxing, a rapid-fire comedic dialogue performance that locals adore. It's also the hometown of some of China's most beloved folk arts, traditional crafts, and incredible street food. You're going to find gaobuli baozi, Tianjin's iconic steamed stuffed buns that date back to the Qing dynasty, crispy jiangbing for breakfast, fresh seafood from nearby Bohai Bay, sweet, chewy mahua twist sold on Guanhua Street. The flavors are bold, comforting, and very local. Modern Tianjin is equally impressive. The Binhai New Area showcases futuristic architecture, and what makes Tianjin special is not just the sights, but the vibe. It's very relaxed compared to Beijing, yet creative and full of personality. You're going to hear locals chatting loudly in the distinctive Tianjin dialect, retirees playing cards along the river, and sometimes you're going to see them swim in that cold water. But it's a city that blends humor, history, and ambition. So come along with us as we share with you all about Tianjin, China. We are Dennis and Min. Come join us on our traveling adventures around the world.
Our first stop is Haihe River
in downtown Tianjin. The main river flowing through Tianjin, and it's often called the city's lifeline because it historically supported trade, transportation, and urban development. Its river system was crucial when Tianjin served as a port city connecting Beijing with the sea. And during the era of foreign concessions in the late 19th and early 20th centuries, many trading warehouses and colonial buildings were built along its banks. Today, the river symbolizes Tianjin's cosmopolitan history and modern urban renewal. And it's just a very amazing sight to see. Definitely along the river. It's a cool place to walk along during the day, but at nighttime, everything lights up, and there's also evening boat cruises that are very popular, and you can see the illuminated bridges and the historic architecture at night. There are food kiosks all along the river, and it really is a foodie capital. And because of Tianjin's close proximity to the ocean, you've got some great seafood if you're in the mood. Definitely take in the Tianjin Eye Ferris wheel, one of the most iconic modern landmarks, built over a bridge on the river, and you've got amazing views of the skyline and the river once you're up high. But nearby, we're going to take you to the Italian-style town of Tianjin, which is a European-style historic district near the riverfront, and also near the river is the Tianjin Ancient Culture Street. So we're going to take you there right now. The Italian-style tourist area is a historic and cultural neighborhood famous for its European architecture, restaurants, cafes, and relaxed pedestrian atmosphere. It is one of Tianjin's most distinctive attractions. This area was originally the Italian concession, established in 1902 during the era of foreign concessions in Tianjin, special zones that were controlled and developed by Western powers in the late Qing and early Republic periods. It's the only Italian concession of its kind in Asia and was formally handed back to Chinese authorities after World War II. The district has nearly 200 well-preserved Italian and European-style buildings, many over a century old. These include historic villas, consulates, churches, and residences. The layout resembles a chessboard of streets with classic Mediterranean facades, green trees, and warm street lighting. At the heart of the district is the Marco Polo Square. This plaza serves as a social and photo hotspot. The area is filled also with Italian restaurants, cafes, wine bars, and gelaterias serving pizza, pasta, espresso, and other European fare. And of course, we had to indulge in some good Italian food and wine. Popular venues include Italian eateries and lively bars, where you can enjoy dinners and drinks with a European vibe well into the evening. You'll also find boutique shops, bakeries, gallery spaces, and cultural spots. On top of its architectural charm, the district is a living reminder of Tianjin's cosmopolitan past, when Western powers like Italy, France, Britain, and Germany had enclaves in the city. Today, it's a free-to-visit tourist area integrated with modern entertainment and dining while still preserving its heritage buildings. Ancient Street is one of Tianjin's most iconic cultural and historical destinations, offering a lively blend of traditional architecture, local handicrafts, snacks, and folk culture. Located in the Nankai district, Ancient Culture Street is a pedestrian historic street that stretches roughly 600 to 700 meters through a beautifully preserved precinct that reflects traditional Qing Dynasty architecture. It was formally opened to tourists on New Year's Day in 1986, but the area's cultural roots extend back centuries as one of Tianjin's early commercial hubs near the rivers and canals. The street's buildings are characterized by gray brick facades, Qing-era styling, colorful painted windows, and decorative eaves, creating a sense of stepping back into historic northern China. The street has over 100 shops and stalls where you can browse traditional folk art and crafts, shop for antiques, old books, paper cuttings, traditional kites, and other souvenirs. And it's also a food lover's destination, perfect for sampling classic Tianjin specialties such as tea soup and other local snacks from street-side vendors. The street often serves as a stage for traditional cultural performances and seasonal activity. So during festivals and holidays, particularly the third day of the third lunar month, you may see dragon and lion dances. Also, stilt walking, folk music, shows around the temple square are very common. Walking Ancient Culture Street kind of feels like wandering through a living museum of Tianjin's heritage, mixing authentic craftsmanship, historic buildings, and culinary delights with a lively market vibe. Family friendly, and it's accessible for anyone interested in seeing how traditional Chinese culture and commerce have been preserved and celebrated in this modern city.
Our next stop will be Hetou Jie,
or also known as Hetou Old Street. Hetou Old Street, I have to say, was one of my personal favorite places in all of Tianjin. It's a little bit of a drive outside of the central part of Tianjin, but well worth it, and it's also an option to take the train in that direction. And it's a historic and cultural pedestrian street that showcases traditional Chinese architecture and lively commercial life. Its name literally means Old Street at the head of the river. referring to its location at the head of the Haihe River and Tianjin Canal, which historically is a busy waterland hub where merchant ships and passenger vessels once gathered. The street features buildings and design elements with classic Chinese styles reminiscent of Ming and Qing dynasty aesthetics. Especially popular in the evenings, Hetou Old Street lights up with rows of red lanterns and decorations, creating a really cool, festive atmosphere that's great for walking, taking photos, and getting immersed into the culture. And I would recommend getting there in the late afternoon, and as it gets darker, you're gonna see the street just lights up with all these incredible lanterns. There's all kinds of shops, food stalls, souvenir vendors along the street offering local snacks and crafts. And in recent years, parts of the street have blended retro charm with creative offerings, including boutique shops, handicrafts, open mic events, and small bars, making it both a cultural spot and contemporary social space. It's usually open from 11 a.m. to 11 p.m. every day, and you could easily spend a couple hours there just strolling around. Sunset into the evening is really a beautiful time there. Do note that it's going to be very crowded during the festivals like the Lantern Festival or the Chinese New Year. And it was one of my favorite places and definitely a place that I would want to go back to again. These 5 great avenues are one of Tianjin's most famous historic districts, known for their extraordinary collection of early 20th century European architecture. And we decided to take in this area on a tuk-tuk. So we were able to rent one for a reasonable cost, and we had a wonderful guide. He didn't speak much English, but that's okay because I have a great translator with Min. The 5 great avenues are located in the Heiping district, and it covers about 1.28 square kilometers, contains more than 2,000 garden-style villas and residences. And the reason it's called 5 Great Avenues is because they're named after 5 main east-west streets that are each named after Chinese cities. And together they form a leafy grid of quiet, walkable streets lined with elegant mansions. And it's incredible to see all this European architecture in a Chinese city like Tianjin, because after a little bit, you're going to think that you're not even in China any longer. The area was developed during the late Qing dynasty and Republican era, which is the 1920s and 30s, when Tianjin had multiple foreign concessions. And so you're going to see a mix of British, French, Italian, German, Spanish, revival styles of architecture. Along our tuk-tuk tour, we also stopped by Tianjin's famous concert hall, which is the most historic and beloved performance venues in Tianjin, especially as it relates to classical music and orchestral concerts. And this is located in the Heiping district, and it was built in 1922, and it seats around 650 people and can accommodate an orchestra of up to 120 musicians. Now, within this area of the Wudidao neighborhood, you're going to find Minyuan Plaza, which was rebuilt in 2012 on the site of a 90-year-old stadium that is kind of a park in a sense, and you can run laps. There's actually a lap that goes all the way around in a circle, but they also have a couple of cafes, restaurants, and it's just a lively place in the evening and definitely a hangout spot. And there's also live music on the perimeter, and you have people dancing and just having a good old time there at this Minyuan Plaza. St. Joseph Cathedral is a Roman Catholic parish in the Diocese of Tianjin, and construction began in 1913, and it was completed in 1916, and originally part of the former French concession in Tianjin. It became a major center for Catholic worship in the city. During the Cultural Revolution from 1966 to 1976, like many religious buildings in China, the cathedral suffered damage and vandalism before being restored and reopened for worship in 1980. The cathedral is one of the largest Roman Catholic churches in northern China and is an architectural landmark. The cathedral remains an active place of Catholic worship with morning and Sunday services, both in Chinese and some English masses on late Sunday morning. St. Joseph Cathedral is a government-protected historic site in Tianjin, and admission is free. If you are wanting to take in one of Tianjin's most unique attractions, you've got to go to Porcelain House, which is a museum-like building transformed from a French-style villa into a magnificent art piece covered with millions of ceramic fragments and antique porcelain pieces dating from the Tang Dynasty through the Qing Dynasty. Built in the 1920s in the old French concession area of Tianjin, it became a private creation by a collector who spent years collecting and embedding porcelain into the building's facade and interior. It opened in 2007 to the public and has become one of Tianjin's most popular attractions. Right in the heart of Min's hometown of Beishan, where we were staying, every autumn and late September, they host activities in conjunction with the China Farmers Harvest Festival, which is a national event celebrating agricultural abundance and rural culture. Local villages hold performances of songs and dances, art shows, and exhibitions that honor the season's bounty and rural traditions. There's displays of local agricultural products and demonstrations of traditional arts such as sugar painting and paper cutting. These kinds of celebrations are part of a broader effort to promote rural tourism, cultural heritage, and the local economy during the harvest season. Definitely worth checking out if you're in the Beishan region of Tianjin. If you enjoy museums and dinosaurs, be sure to check out Tianjin's Natural History Museum. This was founded in 1914, and the museum has become one of China's most important collections of paleontological, biological, and geological specimens. The museum's collection exceeds 380,000 specimens. So if you want to learn about the origins of life, of man, dinosaurs, all of that, it's all there at the Natural History Museum. Admission is free, but advance reservations are recommended.
希望您喜欢这次天津之旅，感谢观看，祝您旅途愉快。I hope you enjoyed this tour of my home city of Tianjin.
Thanks for watching and happy travels.